Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, you're welcome. My name is Atinuke. I'm glad to have you here. Please subscribe to my channel. And to the people who have been here before, you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm watching you. Subscribe, like, share to other people who you think this video is going to be of advantage to them as well. First off, have you ranked your courses? Are you sure that the courses that you have there, the schools that you have there are the right ones and you're not going to change any one of them? If not, ensure that you rank them, you ensure that it's in order of priority. And deadline is 15th of January, so you have less than a month. Also, I got some questions around the transcript, and I've actually said this before. You're not supposed to send the transcript to the school by yourself. No, there is an email that I showed in the second video on my YouTube channel, right? Your school is supposed to send your transcripts to that email address. And once the admissions have received it, you're going to be notified in your portal that you have actually received it. Also, please ensure to do this because time is running out. Then another thing is your passport, the transcripts, your certificates and etc. are not the only documents required. As I said, those are the documents that the admissions actually require from you. Your schools and the courses that you've selected have specific entry requirements. So you need to ensure that you check them and you submit them alongside your application. Because if you don't do it, they're going to say that, oh, the person is unqualified. Do you understand? So please do that. Then application fee. I've received, I feel like I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. When you go to your portal, you go to the home page or just click on my pages, you will see application, messages, documents, profile, and application fee. That is where you pay your application fee. So for me, I didn't pay it myself because I wasn't necessarily familiar with the apps, these platforms that I can just do international transfers. So I sent the money to my friend in the UK. I sent the money to her and she paid for me. So I gave her access to my portal for her to be able to pay. Do you understand? So that was how I paid mine. So that was just the first part of this video. It's going to be very quick. Then the second part is that the SI documents are already on the portal. I'm sure some of you have already seen it, but for people who haven't seen it, I'm kind enough to remind you. So if you go to si.se or you just type SI scholarship on your Google Chrome, whatever search engine you're using, you can get to the SI website. So please, again, as I would always say, that you should please read instructions. So the documents have already been uploaded, documents required, the templates for the documents required. So there is the CV, there is the references, and there is the work and leadership experiences. So for your CV, you need to be very careful with that. Ensure that you would, even when you download it, you see the templates and you see the instructions. You shouldn't exceed 3 pages. So ensure that in those 3 pages you are able to capture your major work experiences, and ensure that also these experiences that you'll be listing in your CV are the same ones you'll be using in your work experience. I think before you even start, just have in mind that everything I'm doing has to be the same. It has to be coherent. If I'm saying I worked at XYZ here, I'm ensuring that in the other ones, XYZ is also reflecting in those things. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything has to be coherent. Also, Sweden is very, you know, big on sustainability. Like the whole SI thing is based on the fact that the course you're doing, your work experiences, you can be able to provide solutions or contribute to one of the SDGs. Do you understand? So have in mind that everything I'm doing, I'm linking it. Even if it is sweeping that you swept, I'm just saying, you get what I mean? Maybe you worked in engineering, in manufacturing, agriculture, e-commerce sector or something, and whatever position that you functioned in, try to link it to the SDGs. Try to tailor your application to fit SDGs. That's what that's part of the things they are looking for, and obviously by the help of God as well, because it's not enough to do all of these things and Me, I believe in God. So, so yeah, as I was saying, your CV shouldn't be more than 3 pages, and ensure that it captures your major experiences. You can see the sections. Please ensure that you don't add education in the section of experience or in the section of awards. Then for the references, I've had a lot of questions about the references. So you have, let me open this real quick. So for the referencing, they said you must provide two different letters of reference. At least one of them must be based on your work experience. Then the second letter can be based on your work experience as well. However, they advise that, and this is of merit, that the second letter be based on your involvement in networks or civil society organization outside of your regular work. So for me, I got one of them from my boss, that's from my workplace. Then my second reference was from my church. So yours could be from maybe you volunteered at an NGO, or maybe from your school, maybe you function in a capacity, maybe your association, maybe you student council or something like that. So you can also get your reference from that. But for me, it was from my workplace and from my church. Yeah. So after this, your CV, your reference, the third thing is proof of work and leadership experience. Yeah. So here it says you can submit up to 3 work experiences forms to verify up to 3 different work experiences. You can submit up to 2 leadership experience forms to verify up to 2 different leadership experiences. My interpretation of this is that you should have maximum of 3 work experience to fulfill your 3,000 work hours. For specific countries like Nigeria and some other ones, I can't remember. I don't want to give false information. But for Nigeria, for instance, you have to have at least 3,000 work hours, right? So you must ensure that those three experience that you're providing fulfills the 3,000 work hours. And you can also have just one work experience, but I strongly advise that you don't just submit one work experience form. I used to, and I strongly advise that you submit two as well. So I submitted one from my from my NYC. What I did for my NYC, that was 1 year. Then I left. I worked at the place. I didn't use that one. Anybody that will stress you, don't use them, or that will be don't use them. Just move forward. Then I didn't even think about themselves. So then for NYC 1 year, then for the other one, my most recent work experience. So I submitted 2 work experience forms. And then with those 2 work experiences that I submitted, I was able to get 4,320 work hours. So let me just, how do you calculate work hours? So there are 40 hours in a week, 4 weeks in a month. So you do 40 times 4, that's 160 hours. And there are 12 months in a year. So 160 work hours times 12, that's 1,920. That was what I used for my first work experience. Then the second one I submitted, I did, I worked there for 15 months. I don't think I included January and February. But yeah, so you just basically do 40 hours in a week times the number of months, that's 4 weeks, that's 160. Then 160 times the number of months you worked. So then second I did 160 times 15, that's 2,400. So I had 4,320 work hours in total. So again, please try to ensure that you have 3,000 work hours. I don't even think genuinely you should apply to study in Sweden if you intend to get the scholarship and you don't have 3,000 work hours. But if you want to pay the money, you want to cover the tuition fee, then that's fine. You don't have to worry about work hours. But as a requirement for SI, you have to have at least 3,000 work hours. And then for the leadership experience parts, it basically is roles that you led other people, or led a project, or led a team, or something like that. Yeah, so as written here, just to read words here, it says leadership experience involves the experience of leading other employees in a team or department/unit with a mandate to influence the development strategy for organization you work at, to allocate tasks, and familiarity with decision making processes. That, so for me, I used my work experience as well, if that makes sense. So my work was a leadership role. So it was the same thing. Do you understand? Yeah, do you understand what I mean? So I still use the same thing. So I used the my most recent work experience where I had 2,400 work hours. Then I used my church because I was the protocol executive, youth protocol executive, right? So I used that. So those were my two leadership experiences. So for you, maybe yours is work. You had your leadership experience from work, or yours was from church, or was from school, or was from the NGO, or from any other, you know, capacity that you've functioned in, right? But for me, I used my work and I used my church. But for leadership experience, it doesn't have maximum hours of leadership experience. But obviously, the more the better. Do you understand? So for filling out these forms, it shouldn't just be filled by you alone, obviously, because if you check the requirements, it's supposed to be filled by people that you've worked for, your manager, your CEO, etc. There's also an explanation here if you're the owner of your business. So it means that a client or a staff of the company you work for can help you fill it out. But I strongly advise that you do it together with them. It's you that you know what you're looking for at the end of the day. You know how you want it to be. You know how you want to tailor your application. So do it together. And I'm talking even specifically on the reference forms. Don't just leave it to your referees. Is that the correct word? Don't just leave it to people um that you want to get these references from. No, work together with them. If possible, have a draft, share with them, whatever they want to change, whatever they want to do it. But work together with them. Don't just leave it to them to do it alone for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or even if you want to leave it to them, ensure that they understand everything, what SI is about, the course you're going to do, how they can link. Like, do you get what I mean? Don't leave it to them. Take ownership of this. It's an advice. Then, yeah, another important thing. See, you can have, in fact, 10,000 work experience, 15,000 leadership experience, but you don't have the stamp. They are very particular about the stamp and the signature. Let me open something real quick on my laptop, not to show to you. But yeah, the stamp has to carry. Say for me, I worked at Duke Soko Technologies Limited. The stamp has to carry that name. You can't be working for XYZ and then the stamp is carrying JKY or something. Or maybe your stamp don't even have the name of the company. Please try to reach out to your company, your manager, and tell them, oh, we need to fix a new stamp or something, because it's a big deal. Like, please take it seriously. Ensure that it is stamped. Ensure that the signature is there. Ensure that the date is there as well. It is very, very important. It is very, very important. Yeah. So I advise that you start working on these documents now. Get the necessary signatures, stamps, information, everything, because the application portal for SI opens 10th of February and closes 26th of February. That's about 2 weeks timeline. Yeah, 2 weeks timeline. So it's best you have your documents ready so that when it opens, you just, because you still have to fill out some things. When you see it, you see how it is. I can't explain. So you see how it is. You still have to fill out the information that you've provided in the documents. You have to fill them manually as well. And then you also have to write your motivation letter. So as the time approaches, I would make a video on my motivation letter, because that's also very important. That's like also very, very important. So please start getting your documents ready, because you have just 2 weeks um, available, 2 weeks timeline rather. So once the time comes, you're not panicking, you know, you're not panicking, and you're not mixing documents up, you're not making mistakes. Like, if anything, this requires attention to detail. Like, you have to read the instructions carefully and understand. So take your time, at least some hours in a day. Try to make progress. devote your time to it and make progress once time comes. Don't be like me. I submitted mine the night it was going to close. I had my reasons though. I already had my document. I just needed the stamp. Like I needed the signature. Like those, see that signature and stamp, you need it. You can have the best application, but you don't have it, then because is getting the stamp and the signature is like, oh, everything you've said is legit. Everything you said is not made up. You're not lying, you know. So and then I didn't get that until that night. And I was also working. So as soon as I was done with work, I got it. I just went to a cyber cafe. I used I love PDF. I love PDF is the best. I use it to merge my documents, arrange my documents and everything. That was that I submitted. But that's still next year. But the point is try to get your documents ready so that when the time comes, you're not rushing and you're not like you don't mix things up, you know? So I think that's pretty much it from me. If there are any other questions, you can drop in the comment section and I will comment section. I didn't say session, comment section, and I will try to, answer them as well. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I see you watching my videos and you're not subscribing, you're not liking my videos. Why? Why? But yeah, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, leave a comment, even though you don't have any questions. If it's just to, I don't know, well done or thank you or something, just comment, and share. That's even the most important thing. Share and subscribe so other people can also, take advantage of this. So see you in my next video on motivation later. Bye. Did you subscribe? No. Subscribe. Subscribe.